What's going on, guys? Big Mike, the 717 Outlaw back here today. Sorry, videos have been pretty scarce. I've been working down in the basement again, trying to get that done. Drywall has been a headache for me, so it's just taking me a lot longer. Plus, I haven't really had a whole lot of content to film because we are still waiting for some stuff for the R6 and the Busa to be completely done. The Busa, we did do our final little bit of touch up to the wiring. I spec'd out all my fuel fittings. I just need to get those placed on order. I went ahead and bled our brakes. Just a little bit of cleanup. We are still doing a little bit yet. What did I do with that? I just finished up our bracket for mounting up our fuse panel here in the side. So here you guys can get an idea. I'll show you here at the end what it looks like fully mounted. Go ahead and mount this here, and then it'll sit our fuse block just up above pretty much where it was supposed to be, because remember, all this sat on top of the ram airs, so right now it's going to sit back in its original location, but with a little homemade bracket. So we got that done. I'm going to try to get the battery box. We managed to get some really light aluminum. We're going to use that to keep cutting. There's a lot of scrap pieces from what we did. Yeah, Busa's getting there. The R6 is getting much closer to being done. We have our dyno session next weekend. We are making, unfortunately, a little bit of fitment issues with the new front fender, so we are making a bracket to use the OEM bolt locations to put the new fender on. Bracket might not be the best looking thing, but it's going to be functional, so that's where we're at with that. But the best thing for this video, we have the new project bike. Mick's over here working on it now, doing a full service. So Mick picked up a 2015 Yamaha Bolt C spec. So anybody that remembers back when I started the channel, I had a Bolt Raven, which was the really bare bones cruiser. This is still kind of bare bones, but it is a cafe spec. So it has a little cowl on the seat, it has clip-on bars up on the top, more of a cafe inspired bike. But the partial build that we're going to be doing on this is going to be making it a pretty much an OEM plus, I guess. We're going to make this better than Yamaha could from the factory. Mick has a whole list of stuff. I'm not going to get into it too much here, but getting the full service done. Went ahead and he swapped out our spark plugs. As you can see, though, this thing was running very lean. And the other way you can tell here as well is previous owner put this Mac exhaust out from California on it. We polished these last weekend, 2 rides ago, and this has only been like maybe 50 miles and they're already purple again. So the exhaust is running very hot, just running lean. So again, we're doing a full service. Went ahead, did our oil change. Unfortunately, the original video that I filmed, there was a little bit of issues with it, and it was not long enough to fit some parameters for YouTube. But went ahead and tightened up our pulley. So typically, tightening your pulley, same as tightening a chain, loosen up your axle, and then you have your adjustments here on the side. But we went ahead, cleaned this bike up pretty good. Mick took some stuff off of it, took the passenger pegs off, because if you take off this cowl, there is somewhat of a second seat on there. I wouldn't be on it for a long period of time, I can tell you that much. Took the rear cowl, or took the rear pulley guard off, or belt guard. And yeah, we're just going to go ahead and give this bike some treatment that Yamaha never gave it. There's a couple of things on here. I love the Bolt when I had it. It was a great starter bike. But there's a lot of things that Yamaha could have done better, but this bike is still a great beginner bike. Has a lot of features that I like with it. It's very easy to ride. I mean, that was my first bike, well, my first main street bike, and that's pretty much what I held it as. It worked really good for it, and I kind of regret that I traded in on the Busa, but I have a turbo drag bike now, so I can't really complain too much. But we're going to go through here, give it a little bit more service. We're going to hopefully get the brackets done for the Busa, and I'm going to be working on cutting out the new battery box that we're going to put on the front. Since I was able to get some aluminum, well, Mick was able to get some aluminum, we're gonna go ahead and make the battery box. I was working on it the other day. Didn't turn out how I thought it was going to, so I tried making it out of steel. This bracket is like 3 times heavier than that other one that I cut out this morning. This is like 1/8" steel. Managed to get a big chunk of it that they were going to scrap at work. But as you can see, we have a lot of this stuff marked out for where the battery was going to be, or how the battery box is going to be. But all I'm going to do is just bend it and just make a nice little tray. It's going to be a lot smaller than this. It's going to be a similar concept, but it'll be a little bit better in the long run. It'll be a lot lighter, and relocating the battery. Also, the other thing that we managed to do, went over to our guys over at Speed Needs. They hooked us up with the lowering or the front end strap kit for the Busa. They have one that fits the R6, so we're going to raise the suspension on the R6 up a little bit, kind of get it closer to stock, because this thing has a lot of almost like toe rake to it. It sits really nose heavy, so we're going to try to get the bike leveled out and then use the strap kit at the track to get the front end down, and hopefully it'll help with Mick being the new racer for it, that it'll help him get off the line better. It won't want to do wheelies as much, or hopefully fight from doing wheelies. It'll still try, but we're going to try to make it not do that. But anyway, guys, we're going to go ahead and keep working here and get this bike finished up. Oh, real quick, Mick got the oil and everything back in the bolt, so let's go ahead and hear what this Mac exhaust sounds like. Exhaust doesn't sound too bad, sounds better than stock, so we're just going to keep cranking away at it and getting things done. All right, guys, let's get into it. Guys, I have to admit, for Mickey's CAD design, the, what is it, cardboard aided design, this bracket actually turned out pretty good. So we already used the OEM bolt that goes in here. There's already a threaded insert welded to the, I guess, the front subframe. And we took one of the body pins, just something as a placeholder, so that way it can't rotate. And yeah, we got our fuse panel, our little fuse box relocated, put right back just about where it would be as OEM. And it actually gets it away from some of the heat that comes off the charge pipe. Yeah, doesn't look too bad. For some kind of redneck engineering, it works pretty good. All right, well, sitting here working on getting our tank, or not our tank, our battery box done. What I gotta do now is bend this to our shape. Mickey's over here working on some stuff. So he did a little bit of cosmetic stuff. Now that we have, the bike is fully serviced, new plugs, oil change, belt has been looked over. We looked over all the bolts, checked the fluids, everything like that. Well, at least what you can. It's an air-cooled bike. Mickey went ahead and got these Vans grips, which are kind of funny because these aren't Vans, but they damn near match the soles on my boots. These things are really nice. They're like a gel, really good texture. But 2 little cosmetic changes give it the more retro look. Mickey went ahead and added yellow tint on that headlight. Just kind of surprisingly changed it up. Makes it look a little bit more retro. But looks like he's gonna go. What are you grabbing now? Working on finishing things up. I got the battery pan done. Like I said, it's nothing crazy. Honestly, it's what 036 aluminum. Is that what I'm thinking? 063 aluminum. So it's pretty light gauge stuff. I mean, there's not much to it. But I just got to get my bolts. Battery tray goes right here up front. Sit the battery in it. Figure out some kind of strap system to hold the battery in, which shouldn't really be that hard. I probably don't have to do anything that's too rigged. But yeah, battery tray's knocked out. Pretty lightweight. Gets a little bit of weight over the front tire if there's anything, because we're running that Featherlight lithium, so there's not a whole lot to it. But this bracket here turned out really good. Got everything relocated. and we're just finishing up. Let me go ahead and get this mounted and get the battery up front. Gonna wrap it up. The R6 is ready for her dyno session next weekend. The Busa, we got the homemade brackets done. We are still waiting on the body work. We do have like a little sneak peek for some of it coming up, but for the most part, the Busa just needs her tank and body work. All the rest of this will be wired in on the new fairing. I'm gonna go ahead, since you can buy this like sub harness for the headlights, we're gonna wire in our new lights into that, make it a lot easier, clean all this up. But yeah guys, we're getting a couple steps closer, and I have to admit our cardboard aided design came in clutch with getting us all this stuff finished up here today. Some custom brackets, instead of spending the extra money and getting like Tiger Racing or DME or something like that, just got some lightweight material, used what tools we had to go ahead and make everything work. So I'm pretty stoked about that, guys. It worked out pretty good. But like I said, guys, hope you liked the video. If you do, give it a thumbs up. Both bikes are ready to go. Well, for the most part. R6 is going to the dyno. Busa is just about 2 steps away from being done. So anyway, I will catch you guys on the next upload. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, notification bell as well for new videos that will be coming up. And yeah, remember, ride safe, ride smart, always wear a helmet. I'll see you guys in the next upload.